important announcement, ladies and gentlemen. My new album, Cinema, is finally out. The day has arrived, and I'm so happy. I'm so proud of this album, you know? Cinematic music was always close to my heart. You know why? Because my life is a movie, you know? So movie music comes naturally to me. And this album, we recorded with London Symphony Orchestra. All the most iconic movie soundtracks ever written. And I'm gonna take you through this cinematic journey with me. I'm gonna tell you a few words about each song, so please follow me. Okay, the first song, Writings on the Wall from James Bond. Of course you gotta start with James Bond. I mean, this intro, this dramatic chord from London Symphony in the beginning gives you goosebumps all over your body. So powerful. And you know, movie itself, James Bond, it's basically based on my life story. I mean, they stole my life story and used it for their movie. Maybe I gotta sue them. Anyway, what a great way to start the album. Can I have martini? Shaken, not stirred, please. The song number 2, ladies and gentlemen. Concerto pour le film d'amour. I don't know if I said it right. Excuse me my French. Okay? But this song is so beautiful. It's just perfect. After James Bond, the dramatic opening, this one is a perfect continuation. It's even in the same key, I think. You know? And it's not so well known. This is why I wanted to include it and turn it into a huge symphonic sound for the symphony orchestra. And now it's time for song number 3. No, it's time for us. This is the name of the song. And because this is the album of the most romantic movie themes ever written, of course I had to include this song because it's from Romeo and Juliet, the most romantic love story in history. So this choice was obvious, an easy choice. And it's one of my personal favorites, actually. The next song, Mission Impossible. You know, of course cello is good for romance, but cello is good for action too. Okay, song number 5, ladies and gentlemen. And I need help this time because it's very hard to pronounce it. You know, anyway. Let's keep it simple. It's from Amélie. It's a very well-known tune, usually played on piano solo. Everyone loves it, everyone knows it, but this time I rearranged it for cello and symphony orchestra. It has a whole new dimension, you know? Check it out. It's beautiful. Song number 6, Le Vin, Le Cri, by Ennio Morricone. Of course you gotta choose Ennio Morricone, my all-time favorite movie composer. His melodies are always larger than life, so melodic, so romantic, perfect for the cello. The next song, it's called Stranger in Paradise. I love this song. You know, originally it's written by great Russian composer Borodin. But this song, it's a very interesting case because it had so many different versions. You know, it had a pop version, a jazz version, a Latin version. But I decided, of course, to do it in my favorite style. And you know which style this is. Classic / romantic. Wow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to announce my absolute favorite song on the album. Le Jean. I hope I pronounce it right. Le Jean, by Henry Mancini. There is something about that song that makes me feel... I cannot even describe what it is, you know? It just makes you feel something you cannot describe. Next song, Tara's Tale from Gone with the Wind. Oh, timeless classic. And when you do them on cello, they become even more eternal and classic. So there is another legendary movie composer, one of my absolute favorites, John Barry. You know, I love him so much that I included him on many songs on this album, Cinema. And one of those songs is called Somewhere in Time. These songs make you feel like the time has stopped. It's like a moment in time. It's so magical. The music of the night from Phantom of the Opera. What a beauty, yeah? What a song. You know, you heard it thousands of times, but you heard it from all the singers, tenors, sopranos, opera divas. It's never been done on the cello. And I'm glad this song finally has a cello version, because cello is the ultimate singer. Cello has the most wonderful singing voice. A summer place. What a charming melody. Oh. Exactly. You heard it. That was the exact reaction that I wanted to hear. It brings you back to those good old times. Eh? So there is this song from Japanese anime. It's not really well known here on the West. It's called If You Are My Love. It's a beautiful song, huh? Of course, I always choose the most beautiful melodies ever written and put them all together in one album. And this album, Cinema, is a collection of the most beautiful songs ever written in cinema, you know? Oh my God, another Ennio Morricone, mamma mia. Kimai, or Chimai, I'm not sure how to pronounce all these songs. You know, I'm gonna look into that for the next announcements. But Kimai, it's one of the best masterpieces of Ennio Morricone. The next song, my favorite, my absolute favorite. What's the next song? Okay, the next song, super romantico, eh? Mi mancherai, from Il Postino. This is my only duet on the album. It's a perfect dialogue between a cello and violin, which is a perfect combination. And of course, I have a Caroline Campbell. It's always a delight to play with her. Hello! So, as you know, most of my songs are slow and romantic. It's who I am, you know, I cannot help it. I'm a hopeless romantic. But I have few up-tempo songs. And one of them is Promontory, I think that's how you say it, from Last of the Mohicans. Yeah, anyway, it's very effective and powerful. So enjoy those few moments where I play something a little bit more uplifting, you know? When it comes to great movie composers, of course, the name James Horner comes to mind. So we definitely had to include him on this album. And we chose the Ludlows from The Legends of the Fall. Amore mio, aiutami. This is the name of the next song. Molto romantico, mamma mia. The next song, it's called An Affair to Remember. You know, the original version that I heard was played only on piano. But when I heard it, I was inspired to turn it into a whole symphony for cello and orchestra. And now, it's definitely an affair to remember. The next song, What Was I Made For? By the way, let me ask you a question. What was I made for? I think I was made for making love to the cello, okay? Anyway, back to subject. This song is a beautiful song from a movie Barbie. Basically a pop song, you know. But what I tried to do is turn a pop song into a classical masterpiece for the cello and orchestra. So what was I made for? I was made for turning pop songs into classical masterpieces. Okay, when you do a movie music album, of course you gotta include John Williams, the legendary film composer. And for the cinema, I chose Marion's theme from Indiana Jones. Enjoy. We have all the time in the world, ladies and gentlemen. Do we? This is the name of the song. It's another James Bond classic by legendary John Barry. Of course I had to include at least 2 James Bond on the album because, as I told you, the movie is based on my life story, you know. And I do have a license to seduce. The next song, another John Barry. Wow, Out of Africa. What a tune, larger than life. The song number 24, we are almost finished. We are heading towards the end of this cinematic journey. Another French title, La Petite Filet de la Mer. Wow, actually this album is gonna push me to learn some French, okay? But this song, simply beautiful. Simply beautiful, because it's very simple and very beautiful. And simplicity is always the key, okay? The grande finale, Conquest of Paradise. Of course you're gonna finish strong and dramatic. Thank you so much for being part of this journey with me, and let's enjoy this beautiful album, Cinema with London Symphony Orchestra. Let's celebrate the beauty of music together.